Hello, and welcome to another Tristan Has Thoughts Destiny 2 discussion. This past Friday, we had the new raid, Root of Nightmares, go live. This has quickly become a hot topic discussion, and today I want to share some of my thoughts around the issues with it. I'm going to hit a few of the discussion points, the ease of the day one, lack of mechanics, etc., so expect this to be a more all-encompassing discussion rather than one focus like on a single point. If you enjoy this kind of content, a subscription is greatly appreciated. First off, I will start by saying I did not complete the 48-hour contest mode. I've done day 1 raids in the past, but unfortunately this one was not possible due to work-related issues. I've seen a lot of people talking about how this contest mode just felt too easy. With the first clear of the raid clocking in at just under 2.5 hours, it does beg the question, well, was it too easy? I think this discussion has a lot of factors that go into it, so I want to try to tackle them one by one. I think an issue I noticed even in my normal mode clear is just a lack of mechanics. The raid focuses on a single mechanic, the passing of and distributing a light and dark buff between nodes. This mechanic changes very little between encounters and never really seems to be added upon. Oddly enough, the third encounter adds an entirely new planet mechanic, but that is not used anywhere else and it's never seen again. For me personally, the first, second, and last encounter feel like a dungeon encounter. They focus on a single mechanic and generally it feels as if you only need 1 or 2 players to complete them. It feels as if the mechanics were stretched a bit to accommodate 6 players. A lot of people have brought up that these encounters feel like dungeon encounters repurposed to fit a raid setting, and I tend to agree with this. Another issue is the entire Nezarec boss fight. His health just seems oddly low. I think if 6 Rat Kings can almost phase a raid boss during contests, there is something most definitely wrong there. I think an aspect of this, with his health being too low, is how safe it is to do DPS. It feels as if Bungie expected you to have to be moving around a lot during damage phase, but with the current strategy of standing on an elevated plate, it trivializes that. Nezarec's health may have been balanced around a more intense action-packed DPS phase, where optimal buff stacking and whatnot would just be harder. I'm not sure if Nezarec is supposed to be able to get onto the plates to cause mayhem, but currently this makes the fight feel a lot less climactic and a lot easier. We have to remember, a lot of players get very excited for the challenge that contest poses. Contest mode raiding is unlike anything in our game, and it does only come around twice a year. I don't blame players for feeling as if the raid was mechanically too simple. I don't blame players for expecting more of a DPS check on the final boss. We have to remember that this is meant to be hard and challenging. I have no issue with teams clearing, or the clears being high, but currently this contest mode just seems to have felt the worst out of all of them. Many of these players are unhappy with how this contest mode turned out, and I understand that. Aesthetically, the raid looks usual as fantastic. I rarely have any issue with Bungie's art team, and this should go without saying. The sound design is also top notch. You should stand near some of the crystallized plants, they make a fantastic sound. Let me know your thoughts below. Do you think the raid could use another mechanic or two? Or did you feel underwhelmed by the raid's difficulty and mechanic? As usual, if you enjoy this kind of content, a subscription is greatly appreciated, and for each like this video gets, a capybara gets a big scritch.